of Canada was hushed this afternoon. The voice of party controversy was silenced as I performed as Prime Minister the hard duty of announcing the sad news of the death of the President of the United States. A death so sudden and so shocking that it left us, as I'm sure it left you, stunned and unbelieving. The world can ill afford his loss. Canadians, next to Americans themselves, will feel most deeply the tragedy of that loss.
In life, when mind and heart stand still, and one such is now, and all of you will have felt, as I did, that everything in one cried out in protest at the news that President Kennedy was dead at the hand of the assassin. This young, gay, and brave statesman, killed in the full vigor of his manhood, when he bore on his shoulders all the cares and the hopes of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had terrible news today. The assassination of President Kennedy. This is, of course, a tremendous tragedy for the United States of America. It's a tremendous tragedy, in my opinion, for the world. And, of course, what it can mean in terms of horror and tragedy for Mrs. Kennedy, we may only imagine. President Kennedy was a very remarkable man. Young, vigorous, extremely able, full of courage, full of character. I saw a good deal of him in a limited period of time of the last 3 years.
Stupeur provoquée par un odieux assassinat, à l'indignation de voir le président Kennedy frappé à mort aux côtés de sa jeune femme dans l'accomplissement de ses devoirs de chef d'État humain et libéral, s'ajoute en nos cœurs une grande tristesse. Tristesse parce que, une fois encore, triomphe la violence aveugle. Tristesse parce qu'un grand peuple ami est plongé dans le deuil. Tristesse parce que le monde libre perd un de ses guides les plus sûrs. En ces heures tragiques, la France tout entière est aux côtés des États-Unis.
Very much shocked and hurt when I heard of the passing of the President of the United States. He was a good man, an able president, and he did a good job. And it's too bad that those things have to happen, particularly by some good-for-nothing fellow who didn't have anything else to do but to try to take the head of the state away from us.
By now, of the death of President Kennedy. I am appearing here simply to give expression, public expression, to our common sympathy. We sympathize with all the people of the United States, but in particular with his grief-stricken wife and the members of his family. During the President's visit here, we came to regard him as truly one of ourselves, though always aware that he was the President of the greatest nation in the world today.
By the shocking, untimely, and unbelievable death of our beloved President Kennedy at the hands of an assassin. He will live forever in the hearts and memories of people in our Massachusetts, his home state, our nation, and throughout the world as a humanitarian and as a leader who gave his life for his principles and his beliefs. We've already notified Mrs. Kennedy that we are prepared to offer every assistance possible at this time of crisis, that we deeply feel with her and her family the great sorrow they are undergoing. I've ordered the State House flags to be at half-mast for an indefinite period.